I say this as someone who is running against President Trump for the presidency in this election, in this GOP primary. I do not want to see my opponents eliminated because of the actions of a corrupt federal administrative police state. That is why I've said that if I'm elected, I will shut the FBI and other corrupt institutions down. But I don't want to get there by seeing my competition eliminated. That is not how our constitutional republic is supposed to function. We're not supposed to be a country where the party in power uses police force to indict and eliminate its political opponents. And yet now we're on the cusp of potentially a third indictment, which, unlike the last two, literally under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, could be invoked to eliminate my competition, President Trump, from holding office, and that is wrong. Yes, politically for me or any of the other candidates in the GOP primary, it would be easier if President Trump were eliminated.
This is a continuation of a video I did few hours ago. Vivi is an opposition at this moment to Trump. He said something, I don't know if others could actually follow suit. Ron DeSantis came under criticisms pertaining to a short video circulating on social media.
Difference between being brought up on criminal charges and doing things like, for example, I think it was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully. Of course that.
But Vivi did a 4-minute video, going against the DOJ. He realized Trump could be disqualified after this recent decision.
I want to tell you the story of Couy Griffin. He was a democratically elected county commissioner in Otero County in New Mexico. Why am I telling you his story? Because he was elected, but he was removed from office. And it was held as a final removal from office by the New Mexico State Supreme Court this February, just days before I declared my own candidacy for U.S. president. Why was he removed? It was because the New Mexico courts held that he was an insurrectionist because he was present on January 6, 2021. Was he violent? No, he was not. Was he carrying a weapon? No, he was not. Did he enter the Capitol? No, he did not. But nonetheless, because he was present on the Capitol grounds that day, he was held to be an insurrectionist, even though he wasn't convicted for a felony or anything of the kind. There was a petition against him to remove him from office, and that's exactly what happened. Why do I bring that up? That's now relevant today, as it appears likely that Donald Trump will now be apparently indicted imminently, if the current facts reported today are to be believed, for his role in January 6th. What does that do? This is different from any of the other prior indictments against Trump, and people are missing the importance of this indictment in particular. Not only is this a federal indictment like the last one in the documents case, but more importantly, this one under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment could disqualify President Trump from either running for U.S. president or potentially even being removed as U.S. president if he is elected. I think this sets a dangerous precedent in our country. It's worth understanding the history here. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says that anyone who's taken an oath to office, a congressman, a senator, or a president, can be removed from office or disqualified from running for office if they've also engaged in an insurrection against the United States.
You should clearly see why these people were insisting to term this an I don't even want to pronounce it, because it will boil down to what we are saying now. Vivid is clearly stating facts pertaining to what just happened today. I don't know if some people actually even get it. This is different. I never even thought that another situation like this is coming up. So it is now left to you to decide, but I pray this should backfire like the previous ones. In my entire life, I've never seen somebody, being persecuted like this. Then when I see him smile, it really triggered me because it's shocking to see someone that they are constantly persecuting, but he will still stand strong, to resist all this. This should clearly tell you one thing. When you are a born leader and you have the vision to defend the people, this is what you go through. I have never seen strong leaders, being free of persecution. They face it from one after another. This is stand tall.
In the coming hours, the coming days, I will be introducing legislation under my name in the House of Representatives as a freestanding bill to defund the Jack Smith investigation. And one reason why is the election interference feature. Another reason why, the lack of transparency. I have sent correspondence to the Attorney General. I just want to know who's on the Jack Smith team.
Former President Trump received a letter from the special counsel that he's being investigated for his role in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the Biden administration has decided to, quote, weaponize government to go after their number one opponent, end quote.
I'll say,
weaponize government.
here's what we have done. The president respects the Department of Justice, their independence. He has been very steadfast on making sure that the rule of law comes back in this administration, comes back in the White House, and clearly the administration more broadly, and that's what you have seen. I'm just not going to comment on this particular case.
You need to be intelligent enough to address it. But his phrase, he went back to talk about what happened during the January 6th. Trump needed to do this, do that. To me, it was not okay. Doing a video like this to really address a situation, it doesn't change the fact that this is a Republican. Trump is on the same side with you. You are just fighting now. Along the way, you might still, support the Republican candidate. So sitting and thinking that campaign is all moving up and down, that is not the solution. Single steps like this, putting out videos like this, might just be the best decision you can do because it attracts a lot of people that thinks. I didn't know of Vivid like somebody I could really, but from his recent, videos and the way he speaks, I don't want to go into his history. People have passed, and I don't always look into that. This is a potential candidate that is coming up